Today I want to share a real thick, crunchy bass patch on the Volca modular by KORG and the NTS-1 Mark I, also by KORG. These are great paired together, by the way. This needs some effects to really shine, in my opinion, and this has all the effects you're going to need for this. And also, they're both mono synths, so you can pair them together and create a sound, a composite sound, with the MIDI out here, CV in here, from a key step or another device, and get this really great sound out of it. And that's what we're going to do today with both of the units. So I'm starting out with Chris Lody's PWM Squarewave patch, and I'm going to share a link in the description. But this is basically the patch, but it's slightly adjusted for CV input. So if I wanted to play it from the keyboard here, I just unplug this and move this over to the gate output here. And that's his PWM patch. Let's switch it back because I want to be able to control this with the key step. I've got a simple sequence here to test this out. So that's the patch, the way it sounds, but we're going to make it crunchy by turning up the mod wheel, the modulation here, and that's going to fold in this frequency or modulate this sound with this right away. Nice crunchy sound there. And you can make it a little harsher and a little higher. It's not so bassy, but definitely crunch. And this is wave folding, now the main signal. You can kind of limit the high end a bit there with the high end cutoff. Get some really great sounds. We're going to turn this up and turn this back off. We're going to go a step further and move this over to the regular. Now, to me, this is super crunchy. And this is cool because this doesn't affect it because we're not listening to that signal. We're listening to the carrier modulator here. And we can change that ratio, that pitch, and have some fun with that. So there's two different ways to get a really crunchy sound. I think this one is definitely bassier and has a little bit of crunch there, I think. So we're going to leave that. Now let's look at the NTS-1, which I'm passing the signal through the NTS-1. Let's add a ensemble. Now I'll show you why. So we can get a little bit extra width out of it, stereo separation simulated. It still sounds crunchy. Now if you use the chorus, it's there, but it loses a little bit of crunch, especially if you switch back to the signal. Just a little better, a little crunchier with the ensemble effect. So let's leave it to ensemble. And now I'm going to turn this down. And we'll switch to the sawtooth on the NTS-1 using the key step. So this is the standard saw with ensemble effect on. Now what we want to do is we want to add some LFO on the shape for the oscillator. That will move through this setting, the shape setting. So it'll basically oscillate this slightly. And we're going to turn this all the way down because we want to keep it low. Definitely really sweet and harsh there. And turn up this a little bit, but I find it doesn't affect it that much. Maybe. Sounds pretty good. Let's leave that up. And also we're going to move over to the filter, switch to the low pass four pole filter, and we're going to add a little LFO, sweep LFO there, and we're going to make it sweep down. much where the shape cutoff is. Really crunchy sound. So when I turn up the volume on the modular, we're going to have both. So this is both units playing together. The super crunchy and thick sound. The ensemble is thickening it up quite a bit. From here, play with the cutoff to get just the right amount of crunch that you want for the low end. Switch over to the... Oh, this is bad, man. This is so badass. There you have it, crunchy bass with the volca modular by KORG and the NTS-1 Mark I by KORG. Have fun, guys. Power on.